Welcome to CEO's Library, the 1% Bookshelf. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a book that might just change everything you think you know about wealth and success. What if I told you that the path to becoming a millionaire isn't what you think? That it's not about having the highest IQ, graduating from an Ivy League school, or even being the smartest person in the room? Intrigued? Well, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey through The Millionaire Mind by Thomas J. Stanley, Ph.D. This isn't just another get-rich-quick scheme or a list of investment tips. It's a deep dive into the psyche of America's self-made millionaires, and what we're about to uncover might surprise you. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll explore the unexpected traits that truly drive financial success, debunk common myths about wealth, and provide you with actionable insights that you can start applying to your life today. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned executive, or simply curious about the habits of the wealthy, this episode is packed with valuable lessons that could transform your approach to wealth building and life satisfaction. So, are you ready to unlock the secrets of the millionaire mind? Let's get started. Before we dive in, I want to remind you that you can find the full transcript of this episode, along with accompanying visualizations, at ceoslibrary.com. And if you're inspired to dig deeper after our discussion today, you'll find a link to purchase The Millionaire Mind on Amazon in our episode description. Now, let's begin our exploration of the millionaire mindset by addressing a question that might be on many of your minds. Do you need to be a genius to become wealthy? It's a common assumption, isn't it? We often picture millionaires as brilliant minds who aced their SATs, graduated top of their class from prestigious universities, and went on to make groundbreaking innovations or lead Fortune 500 companies. But what if I told you that this stereotype is far from the truth for many self-made millionaires? In The Millionaire Mind, Thomas Stanley shatters this misconception with hard data and real-life examples. His research shows that many millionaires actually come from average academic backgrounds. They weren't necessarily the valedictorians or the ones with the highest IQs. In fact, Stanley found that the average SAT scores of millionaires in his study were just slightly above average. So, if raw intelligence isn't the key factor, what is? Stanley's research points to a different set of traits: integrity, discipline, and social skills. These are the characteristics that truly set millionaires apart. Let's break this down a bit. Integrity might not seem like an obvious wealth-building trait, but it's crucial. When you consistently do what you say you're going to do, when you're known for your honesty and reliability, you build trust. And in the business world, trust is currency. It leads to stronger relationships, more opportunities, and a solid reputation that can open doors you might never have imagined. Discipline is another key factor. The ability to delay gratification, to work consistently towards long-term goals even when it's not exciting or immediately rewarding, is a hallmark of millionaire thinking. It's not about making one big lucky break, though those can certainly help. It's about showing up day after day, making smart decisions consistently over time. And then there are social skills. Now, this doesn't mean you need to be the life of the party or have thousands of Instagram followers. It's about being able to communicate effectively, to understand and relate to others, to build and maintain relationships. In business and in life, your network often determines your net worth. So, how can you cultivate these traits in your own life? Let's start with integrity. This week, make a conscious effort to follow through on every commitment you make, no matter how small. If you say you'll call someone back, do it. If you promise to finish a task by a certain date, make it happen. Over time, this builds a habit of reliability that will serve you well in all areas of life. For discipline, try setting a small, achievable goal that requires consistent effort. Maybe it's saving a certain amount each week, or dedicating 30 minutes a day to learning a new skill. The key is consistency. It's not about making huge leaps, but about taking small steps forward every single day. And for social skills, challenge yourself to have one meaningful conversation each day with someone in your network. It could be a colleague, a client, or even someone you admire in your industry. Ask thoughtful questions, really listen to their responses, and look for ways to add value to their lives or work. Over time, you'll build a network of strong, mutually beneficial relationships that can propel your success. Remember, becoming a millionaire isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about integrity, discipline, and the ability to connect with others. These are skills that anyone can develop with practice and persistence. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something that might make some of you a bit uncomfortable: risk. When we think about building wealth, taking risks might seem counterintuitive. After all, isn't the goal to protect and grow our assets? But here's a surprising insight from the Millionaire Mind. Financial success often comes from calculated risk-taking, especially when it comes to career choices. To illustrate this point, let me tell you a story about a fighter pilot named John Boyd. Boyd wasn't known for being the most naturally gifted pilot, but he became one of the most successful and influential figures in military strategy. How? By being strategic, not reckless. Boyd developed a concept called the OODA loop: observe, orient, decide, act. This approach allowed him to make quick, informed decisions in the heat of battle. He wasn't taking blind risks. He was taking calculated ones based on careful observation and analysis. This same principle applies to building wealth. The millionaires in Stanley's study weren't gamblers throwing caution to the wind. They were strategic risk-takers who carefully evaluated opportunities and made bold moves when the potential rewards outweighed the risks. One area where this calculated risk-taking often plays out is in career choices. Many of the millionaires studied chose to start their own businesses or pursue unconventional career paths. They didn't always take the safe corporate route. Instead, they looked for opportunities where their unique skills and interests could create significant value. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but I'm not a risk taker. I prefer stability and security. And that's perfectly valid. The key here isn't to suddenly start making reckless decisions. It's about learning to evaluate risks and rewards more effectively, and having the courage to act when a good opportunity presents itself. So how can you apply this in your own life? Start by identifying potential risks and rewards in your current situation. Are there opportunities for advancement or growth that you've been hesitant to pursue? Maybe it's asking for a promotion, proposing a new project, or even considering a career change. Next, do your homework. Gather as much information as you can about the potential outcomes, both positive and negative. What's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen? What's the most likely outcome? Then, develop a plan. If you decide to take the risk, how can you maximize your chances of success? If things don't go as planned, what's your backup strategy? Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate risk entirely. That's impossible. The goal is to take smart risks that have the potential to significantly improve your financial situation. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're considering starting your own business. The risks are clear: financial uncertainty, potential failure, stress. But what about the rewards? Financial independence, the ability to pursue your passion, the potential for significant wealth creation. By carefully evaluating these factors and developing a solid plan, you can make an informed decision about whether this risk is worth taking for you. The key takeaway here is that building wealth often requires stepping out of your comfort zone. It's about having the courage to seize opportunities when they arise, even if they involve some level of risk. But remember, we're talking about calculated risks, not reckless gambles. As you go about your week, I challenge you to identify one calculated risk you could take to improve your financial situation. It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe it's negotiating for a raise, investing in a new skill, or exploring a side hustle. Whatever it is, approach it with the strategic mindset of a fighter pilot. Observe, orient, decide, and act. Now, let's move on to another crucial aspect of building wealth that Stanley uncovered in his research: the power of choosing the right vocation. This brings us to a challenging question. Are you in the right career to become wealthy? It's a tough question, isn't it? Many of us choose our careers based on a variety of factors: parental expectations, salary prospects, or simply what was available when we entered the job market. But Stanley's research suggests that selecting a vocation that aligns with our abilities and interests is crucial for economic success. This might seem obvious at first glance. Of course, we're likely to be more successful if we enjoy our work and are good at it. But the impact of this alignment goes far beyond job satisfaction. The millionaires in Stanley's study didn't just like their work, they were passionate about it. This passion drove them to excel, to continually improve, and to spot opportunities that others might miss. Let me share a story to illustrate this point. There was a participant in Stanley's study. Let's call him Mark. Mark had always been fascinated by how things worked. As a kid, he was constantly taking apart and reassembling his toys. His parents encouraged him to become a doctor or a lawyer, professions they associated with wealth and prestige. But Mark followed his passion and became an engineer. Over the years, Mark's genuine interest in his field led him to notice inefficiencies in the manufacturing processes of many companies. He started his own consulting firm, helping businesses streamline their operations. Because he truly understood and cared about the problems he was solving, he was able to provide exceptional value to his clients. This alignment between his interests, abilities, and market needs eventually made him a multimillionaire. The lesson here isn't that everyone should become an engineer or start a consulting firm. The point is that when you're in a field that aligns with your natural abilities and genuine interests, you're more likely to 1. Excel in your work, as you're willing to put in the extra effort to learn and improve. 2. Spot unique opportunities that others might miss. 3. Derive satisfaction from your work, which fuels long-term persistence. 4. Build a network of like-minded individuals who can support your growth. So, how can you apply this insight to your own life? Start by doing an honest self-assessment. Ask yourself, what am I naturally good at? What do I genuinely enjoy doing? What problems do I find myself drawn to solving? In what areas do I consistently receive positive feedback? Next, look at your current career. How well does it align with your answers to these questions? If there's a significant mismatch, it might be time to consider a change. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I can't just quit my job and start over. And you're right, major career changes often require careful planning and a transitional period. But remember, we're thinking like millionaires here. We're playing the long game. If you find that your current career isn't aligned with your abilities and interests, start exploring alternatives. This could involve 1. Researching different career paths that better match your skills and passions. 2. Taking on side projects or freelance work in areas you're interested in. 3. Acquiring new skills through courses or certifications. 4. Networking with people in fields you're curious about. The goal is to gradually move towards a vocation where your interests, abilities, and economic opportunities align. This might not happen overnight, but every step in this direction increases your chances of long-term financial success. Remember Mark, our engineer turned consultant? He didn't become a millionaire the day he graduated with his engineering degree. It was a journey of continual learning, growth, and strategic decisions. But because he was in a field he was passionate about, he was willing to put in the work and persevere through challenges. As you go about your week, I encourage you to spend some time reflecting on your current career path. Are you in a field that truly excites you? Are you utilizing your natural strengths? If not, what small step could you take this week to start moving in a better direction? Choosing the right vocation isn't just about making money. It's about creating a life where your work is a source of fulfillment and economic opportunity. When you're in the right field, wealth becomes not just a possibility, but often a natural byproduct of doing what you love and doing it well. Now, let's tackle a topic that might surprise you. When we think about building wealth, we often focus on career choices, investment strategies, and financial discipline. But Stanley's research revealed another crucial factor that many overlook: the role of family in building wealth. This brings us to an intriguing question. Is having a family a hindrance to becoming wealthy? It's a common perception, isn't it? We often hear stories of successful entrepreneurs sacrificing their personal lives for their businesses, or see portrayals in media of wealthy individuals as lone wolves. But Stanley's research paints a different picture. In fact, he found that a supportive spouse and strong family life often complement and even accelerate wealth building. Let me share a story from the book that illustrates this point beautifully. There was a couple, let's call them John and Sarah. When they first got married, John had a steady job in middle management, but he dreamed of starting his own business. Sarah, rather than discouraging this risky move, fully supported him. She took on extra work to provide a financial cushion, helped John brainstorm ideas, and provided emotional support during the challenging early years of the business. Fast forward a decade, and John's business was thriving, making him a multimillionaire. But here's the key. John didn't see this as his success alone. He credited Sarah's support as a crucial factor in his ability to take risks, persevere through challenges, and ultimately succeed. This story isn't an anomaly. Stanley found that many of the millionaires in his study had strong, supportive marriages. These partnerships provided 1. Emotional stability, reducing stress, and allowing for clearer decision-making. 2. Financial teamwork, with both partners working towards common goals. 3. Diverse perspectives, leading to better problem-solving and opportunity identification. 4. Motivation to succeed, not just for personal gain, but for the family's well-being. But it's not just about having a supportive spouse. Stanley also found that strong family relationships in general contributed to financial success. Children, for instance, often provided motivation for parents to work harder and make smarter financial decisions. Extended family networks could offer support, connections, and sometimes even financial assistance during tough times. So, how can you apply these insights to your own life? Here are some strategies for aligning personal and financial goals with your partner. 1. Open communication. Have regular, honest discussions about your financial goals, fears, and dreams. Make sure you're on the same page about your long-term objectives. 2. Shared decision-making. Involve your partner in major financial and career decisions. Their perspective might provide valuable insights you hadn't considered. 3. Mutual support. Recognize that support can take many forms. It might be financial, emotional, or practical, like taking on more household responsibilities during busy periods. 4. Continuous learning. Engage in financial education together. Read books, attend workshops, or consult with financial advisors as a team. 5. Celebrate successes together. When you achieve financial milestones, no matter how small, celebrate them as a couple or family. This reinforces the idea that you're working towards these goals together. 6. Plan for the future. Discuss and plan for major life events, like having children, buying a home, or retiring, well in advance. This allows you to align your financial strategies with your life goals. Remember, building wealth isn't just about accumulating money. It's about creating a life of value and meaning. And for many, family is at the core of what gives life meaning. By aligning your wealth-building strategies with your family goals, you're more likely to stay motivated, make decisions that benefit everyone, and find fulfillment in your financial journey. As we wrap up this episode, let's recap the main takeaways from our exploration of the Millionaire Mind. 1. Success is more about integrity, discipline, and social skills than raw intelligence or academic achievements. 2. Calculated risk-taking, especially in career choices, is often necessary for building significant wealth. 3. Choosing a vocation that aligns with your abilities and interests is crucial for long-term financial success. 4. A supportive family life, far from being a hindrance, can actually accelerate your wealth-building journey. These insights show us that the Millionaire Mind is about more than just money. It's a holistic approach to success that encompasses career choices, risk management, personal passions, and family life. So, what's your next step? I encourage you to take some time this week to reassess your approach to wealth building based on these insights. Are you in a career that truly aligns with your passions and abilities? Are you taking calculated risks or playing it too safe? How can you better align your financial goals with your family life? Remember, building wealth is a journey, not a destination. It's about consistent effort, smart decisions, and aligning your actions with your values and goals. Whether you're just starting out on your financial journey or you're well on your way, there's always room for growth and improvement. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the Millionaire Mind. If you found these insights valuable, I encourage you to pick up a copy of Thomas J. Stanley's book. You'll find a link to purchase it on Amazon in our episode description. The book offers even more in-depth analysis and fascinating stories about the habits and mindsets of America's self-made millionaires.